For as long as I can remember, I have always loved to create. And while I express my need to make stuff in many ways, including this YouTube channel, one of the outlets I've come back to over and over throughout my life is making my own Mario levels. And a memory I have from elementary school is looking up a bunch of videos on how to make Mario 64 hacks, because I was just so enamored by the concept. And around that time, I asked a kid in my class how to hack Mario 64 DS, and he told me, you just gotta delete all the files and you'll unlock it. So I stuck my DS into the bathroom and I almost did that. But I had a rare smart moment and realized he was totally effing with me. Unfortunately, that was my final smart moment. I wouldn't figure out how to hack Mario 64 for many more years, but what I did find was Super Mario Flash 2. Now, I don't actually know if anybody even knows about this game. I'm just gonna show off the level editor a little bit. There is a one-player game. We're not gonna play that. I always used to pick this background because I really liked it. You have all these options. You know, you can place the individual tiles. It's so obvious why Kid Me liked this so much. I mean, it's so fascinating that this existed, and I loved it so much. I just loved making little, probably really bad levels in this game. Not many options, but still a good amount of options. I'm making a very simple level here just to show some stuff off. Dude, this is bringing back so many memories. I remember, like, painstakingly placing a bunch of tiles and then giving up on the level. Alright, I'm gonna show you my very simple level. Okay, so we got a pipe. Subscribe. Yobi. I don't think you can run up these triangles, actually, so we're gonna just have to do this. Whoa! What? No! Ah! This is taking way too much. Oh, no! Shoot. I think I made my level impossible here. Woo! As time went on, I eventually got bored of Super Mario Flash 2 and moved on to something else that kept my young kid brain entertained. I'm not sure how much time went by, but one day I saw this YouTube video about an interesting fan game. The premise was simple. Give Mario a portal gun. I had to play it myself, so I attempted to download the game, and it didn't work. And because I was a dumb kid, I just didn't know how to troubleshoot tech issues, so I moved on with my life. Then one day, I was randomly checking my files, and the app was just sitting there. I don't really know what happened, but what I did know was that I could now play Mario. The O's replaced with like a 0. Yeah. And you guessed it. The game has a level editor. One thing I did a lot in the level editor is went through the entities and tools and made it so you instantly beat World 1, then went to the Warp Zone, then beat it, because if you beat the original map pack, you unlock cheats. But I also did try to make a bunch of levels. The levels I had were probably super short. I don't know if I took advantage of the portal gun. Again, just like with Super Mario Flash 2, I have memories just spending hours in these level builders, figuring out how all of these work. This was definitely an important step in the Mario making journey, and I hold a lot of respect for Mario, not only because of that, but just because of how great this fan game is. Unfortunately, I don't have any of my levels saved because they were made on an old laptop that's long gone. I'm gonna do what I did with Super Mario Flash. Just build something really quick.
20 minutes later.
The fact that I spent 20 minutes on this is ridiculous. So here's my tiny little level that I just made while recording. So, you know, got a bunch of one-ups here to show off the Mario elements. And then we got a little testing chamber here. It's extremely simple. I wanted to make it more complex. I was struggling making this thing work. This is test chamber 14,007. So, you know, this is really simple. You just do this. And then you do this. That's my tiny level, and that was Mario. A very, very fun and nostalgic game for me. I could see myself getting back into this one day. Really, really solid level editor. I never truly forgot about Mario. I still think about it like twice a year to this day, but sometime in middle school, my focus was taken away from Mario's level editor, but this time, it wasn't from a Flash game or a fan game. Well, actually, it is kind of a fan game. This one's kind of hard to explain, so I'll just show you. Here we are on scratch.mit.edu. I have not told you what this is, and I'm not even sure this counts. So we're gonna make my way over to my old Scratch account, Scratchmaster4321. We gotta go down to Super Mario Bros. Re-Retro Edition 1.2. I did not make Mario Bros. In Scratch. No, I'm not that good at Scratch. You can take people's projects and you can remix them and add your own assets. Somebody made Super Mario Brothers in Scratch. You know, it's very rudimentary. I absolutely loved this. So what I wanted to do is I remixed it and made it Re-Retro Edition, basically like a remaster, and added all my own stuff to it. I was so proud of this, like I was so happy with what I did with this, and I seriously consider this part of my Mario making career. Not that it was anything groundbreaking, but that I was just having fun and getting to live out my childhood dream of making a Mario game. I added the very poorly made recolor. I added you can change the background. And look at this. I recolored Mario. I recolored the grass. So originally, I think I voiced over me dying and some other sounds. This is so shitty. This was my world when I made this, and I needed to share it in this video somehow. I mean, maybe if I make a Scratch video one day. Oh, there's the piranha plant. Okay, that's all I'm showing for this. This is so bad. After this, I went between Scratch and Mario for a while until the end of middle school, when a little game known as Super Mario Maker was announced. And I was so excited for the game that I begged for a Wii U. Long story short, I got a Wii U, and I played the game the weekend it came out. And of course, I loved it. So far, I've been grasping at straws trying to make Mario levels. But with this game, it was 1, super easy to understand, 2, an official Nintendo game, and 3, an easy to access community. I made so many levels in this game, from levels in a theoretical Super Mario Bros. 9 to Luigi's Quest. I really wanted to make a custom world, but I never finished any of these projects. That didn't matter to me though, because the idea that I could brought kid me a lot of joy. So yeah, I made a whole bunch of levels in this game, but I can only show off one for this video, and that level is... Now you're gonna notice this level has very, very bad level design. Just keep that in mind. And you know, God, opening up Mario Maker was like a blast from the past. I absolutely adored this game. So the logic of this level is that Bowser Jr. kidnapped his own father. And the first thing, there's like enemy spam. What is this design? Do not die. Okay. This level is hard. It's pretty short though. Like this, I would have put a wall. So, yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot to say. Mario Maker, it's just like a dream come true. I mean, you've seen so far how many times I've tried to make levels, and this is just such an easy way to do it. Yeah, look, there's just literally enemy spam. There's no, like, consistent theme. I just hate this level. Shit. Grab it! Okay. No! Wait a minute. Okay, no. Okay, I thought you needed the raccoon. I believe I can fly. I believe I can I'm having a harder time with this level than I thought I would. With this raccoon, we can skip over a huge chunk of the level. Oh, okay. Alright, we made it farther. Alright. This level is so badly made. Have you seen how many times I died? It's enemy spam. It's bad. But it shows how much I've improved over my Mario making career. Okay. Grab it. Okay. Can we go down that pipe? This is so bad. What?
My butt is clenched. Okay, all right. We've got no power up. Uh-oh. Look at this boss design, dude. Whoa, whoa! Oh, we didn't go this way last time. No, don't grab that. This level is so bad, it's frustrating. This, like, has all the signs of, like, a bad Mario Maker level. No! What the... Oh, well. Oh. I don't know what my design philosophy there was. Well, this is gonna be easy. Just scoobity-boop. Yay, we beat the bad level! Okay, so clearly the first time we did it, we skipped a chunk, but as you can see, that level was enemy spam, just jumping over lava, blind jumps, all the stereotypically, like, bad level design. And I can tell you, the levels you'll see when we play more games are a little bit better than that.
Okay, so Mario Maker was super cool and satisfied my need to make Mario levels. But there was an issue. The Wii U was at my dad's house, and I was at my mom's house most of the time. So when I was at my mom's, I had to wait to make my ideas. To be honest, around 2016, 2017, I got Mario Maker for the 3DS, but I'm not talking about that game because it sucks. The limited amount of Mario Maker time wasn't enough for me, so I tried to find other ways to make levels. So I returned to trying to make ROM hacks. I used two ROM hacking programs, Reggie and a Super Mario 1 editor that I can't seem to find online anymore. I never got far with these editors because I just didn't fully understand them. Later, I tried again, returning my dream of hacking Mario 64 with a program called TWOOOOO 64. We will return to that one later. At some point, I stopped using TWOOOOO 64 and eventually just satiated my maker urges with editing pixel art of Mario characters. That included editing a sprite sheet of Super Mario World so that it was winter themed, and a friend I had at the time asked if I was actually adding these sprites to the game, and I told him I don't even know how to do that, and that's when he introduced me to Lunar Magic.
I think out of every game / program so far, this is definitely the most robust one. If you use it correctly, you can make some crazy, crazy stuff. I never made anything too crazy. This is the level editor here. It's a bunch of just icons that don't tell you what you do unless you hover over them. You really gotta know what you're doing to use this. When I was relearning this program, I really had to be reminded. It's incredibly, incredibly not user-friendly. That's not a dig against it. This is an extremely excellent program. I haven't even scratch the potential of what this has in any of my time working with it, but I absolutely love it. I used this so much back when I first discovered it. I was going to show you levels I made with this back when I used it, but I searched and searched and searched, and I stop. I go on to play some recreation I made of a vague memory of something I made in Lunar Magic. I really, really wanted to show something I made back then, but I could not find it. I've looked for the charger for my old MacBook, I've looked for a way to transfer data, and I just could not find a way. I literally was looking everywhere. I looked through email, and I miraculously found one of the levels I made back when I used Lunar Magic. I'm sorry for the kind of crappy camera setup. Super Mario in the Secret Island. The strange map Mario found outside his house has brought him to a strange island. Mario sees a house and decides to check it out. As you can see in the bottom there, there's a boat, so you're like on the island. I didn't set this up correctly. You can't actually move till you beat this level. So let's just play this level. I think I have it fixed now. There we go. So look over here. This is what I remember from this level. So if you come over past this pipe, that right there, right here, this is you jumping on the island from the boat, and now this is the level you're in. This level is actually a bit later than I realized. I thought I made this in 2017, 2018, but thinking about it and seeing the date, I definitely made this late 2018, early 2019. A bit further in the future than I realized, but, you know, I was still in school when I was making this. So, you know, I don't have much to say about it. It's just basic level Okay, it's just basic level design. If we come up here, we'll find a pipe. Ooh, there's gonna be a text box. Okay. Point of advice. You can hold an extra item in the box. Okay, that's vanilla text. Wait, what? Oh, I think you need a cape to go through there. I don't know. Let's just keep going. The pipes are a custom color. You know, this level is pretty much just like classic Mario design. I tried to make it look like a Super Mario World level. There's not really a theme going on here, except that it's like an island. Well, like I said, I didn't really get too far, but you know, it's still cool to see this because I literally have not played this for a very long time. Yeah, I mean, it's better than Bowser Jr.'s Big Boy Castle, I'll give it that, but it has nothing really going on for it. It's very basic. But, you know, I was just trying to learn Lunar Magic and properly make a hack. Alright, nothing going on there. Oh, here we go. I remember this part. I didn't know what to do in this level, so I just added a long strip with a bunch of Koopas and a star. Okay. And then this part, I was mimicking Super Mario Brothers. Oh my god, that star lasted for so long. How at the end of level 1-1, there's a bunch of stair bricks. And, yeah, that's the level. Cool stuff, but it's definitely lacking in some things. The Lonely House, there's still some more here. I think you get a cape here. Bruh. You know, that's just a P-switch house. I had plans, but, you know, I never went along with it. I think that's it. Okay, I got a cape. Now we just have to keep it. Well, let's do the secret area. You just fly across. I think I'm getting trolled here. Whoa! I forgot about this. Yo! Secret exit! And it doesn't do anything, but it was supposed to do something, and that's what's important. And that is all I did. You know, it's not a lot, but I definitely was laying the foundation for something great, but I never finished it. I still enjoyed playing this. There's a lot of good here. Definitely better than Bowser Jr.'s Big Boy Castle. There's definitely still room for some improvement.
And then it all came to a head. My double life of Lunar Magic at my mom's house and Mario Maker at my dad's ended around the end of high school. At some point in 2018, my dad straight up just let me take the Wii U back to my mom's because I was literally the only one who used it. So now I could play it whenever I wanted. I think I stopped using Lunar Magic as much after this point, and whenever I wanted to make a level, I would just bust out the Wii U. But everything would change in June of 2019. A month after my graduation, the best Maker tool would be released and become my most played Switch game. That's right, I'm talking about Super Mario Maker 2!
I have both made a bunch of levels in this, played a bunch of levels online, and one of my favorite things about this is the update where they added Super Worlds, because remember, in Mario Maker 1, I really wanted to make a series of levels as a Super World, and then they added this feature. So I actually have a Super World in Mario Maker 2. It's not nearly complete. Just like in the past, I never finished the project. It's called Super Mario Remakes. I basically just remake and demake a bunch of levels from the Mario series. World 1-1 is a remake of 1-1 and 1-2 from Super Mario Brothers. For Super Mario Remix 2-2, I remade a Super Mario 3D World level. I go crazy with this series. So far, I've only made it to 3-1. And I started the rest of World 3, but, you know, I've gotten distracted making other levels. To contrast what I played in Super Mario Maker 1, I'm going to be playing one of my newest levels I made in this game. It's not the most recent one because that's from my Super World. We're not playing any of those. It's called Bouncing with Plants. I absolutely love this game. It came out at a really good time, and it just made a bunch of really good upgrades. Now this level, I tried to stick to a theme and only a couple elements and enemies. We jump over here. We got a bouncing theme. So, as you can see, this is already, I'd like to believe this is much better design than Bowser Jr.'s Big Boy Castle. I mean, if it isn't, then I wasted 8 years of my life. Something I like to add to my levels is these 50 coins. I like to use them as like star coins. I'm just gonna play the level. I'm not gonna overanalyze everything. You make your own opinion based on what you see. But I remember I made a bunch of this level when I was drunk. I don't think I was like drunk. I was only like, I mean, I was early to drinking, so I was a lightweight, but I was definitely under the influence when I made a bunch of this level. So I get a weird feeling when I see this level again. Oh god. Oh, there's a series by a YouTuber named Steven Plays, and he had a morning Mario series where he played Mario Maker every morning. He played one of my levels in this game called
Fire Brothers in the Snow, created by Ice Owl 67.
That's my old YouTube username, by the way. And it's honestly not very well designed level, but it was the first level I made in Mario Maker 2, and it's not the best. Very difficult, but that was really cool to see someone play one of my levels. There was no checkpoint in Bowser Jr.'s Big Boy Castle because those actually weren't even in Mario Maker 1 when I made that level. Because if you didn't know or forgot, Mario Maker 1 when it came out had no checkpoints in it. It came out in a free update, which is wild. But yeah. I don't know how challenging this level would be if you've never played it before. Because I actually made this level for somebody. Because I was like, oh, I was hanging out with them and I was like, oh, I haven't played Mario Maker in a while. You want me to make you a level? And they're like, yeah. And I asked them, like, give me ideas and they didn't really know. So I just kind of picked this. And I just kind of, like, went in the menus. I went in the menus and I was like, alright. What design elements can I do? I picked piranha plants and bouncers because they bounce off the things. Oh god, we're gonna run out of time. In Mario, they usually do, like, one idea with a theme. In Mario games, they, like, do the theme, they ramp it up a little bit. And then the second half of the level, they introduce something slightly similar. Basically do, like, 2 mini levels and one with a very similar theme. And that's how modern Mario levels are made. That's a very oversimplification of it, to be honest. But that's what I tried to do when I made this level, and I think I did a pretty good job. I mean, I'm happy with it. I made this level only, like, 2 years ago. Yeah, there you go. That is my level. One thing I will say, I'm very disappointed with how little updates this game got and how quickly they stopped supporting it. That's one criticism I have of the game, but it's just amazing. I absolutely love this game, and I will never stop loving it.
You would think that maybe Mario Maker 2 is the end of the story, a Maker game that's official, very robust, that I can use whenever I want, and I could officially make my own worlds too, but I still had my dream of hacking Mario 64. I eventually returned to messing around with Toadstool 64 in the summer of 2019. Mario 64 hacking takes a lot more technical knowledge and uses multiple programs that straight up did not work on my old MacBook. So I just did really simple stuff like moving stars around and changing textures. I wouldn't necessarily call it making levels, so that's why I haven't mentioned it much yet. This limited hacking and Super Mario Maker 2 was all I really did for a few years. However, in early 2024, I was very hyper-fixated on Mario 64 and just locked the hell in with hacking. I use programs like Quad 64, which is a modern version of Toadstool 64, SM64 ROM Manager, and even attempted to learn Blender. Although very, very small, I made my first ever real Mario 64 hack. Super Mario 67.
I just want to show you what little I did. There's not much here, so when we go in, we're gonna immediately die. It's a little janky, so you gotta do a lot of stuff to get to the levels. Just ignore the level, and then, wait, hold on, I know how to do it. Exit course. World 1, Rossland. Alright, first you gotta get these red coins floating around. There's a little bomb here.
While this cube seems meaningless, it's actually a deep representation of the state of our deeply hurt society. Love you.
I forgot about that. Okay, so the camera is really janky, and this is literally just a giant gray cube, because I was figuring out how to make worlds. I literally just imported a giant gray cube from Blender. The stars are the old colors from my old YouTube channel, and I got rid of the eyes because I
hate fun.
I'm not gonna get all the stars. That level, there's literally another star in the ground, and then there's another one floating above a little bit. You saw them. I'm not gonna get those ones, but there actually is another level. This is supposed to be the hub, but I couldn't get it to work. If you fall down there, you go to gay baby jail. So, don't do that. We have the TWOOOOO cube. This is an actual level compared to that last one. Wall kick to win. Welcome to the TWOOOOO cube. This one, I actually tried to put a Mario 64 texture on it, and it's still incredibly, like, Super Mario Sunshine-like, where it's just like a floating thing in space. But, you know, it's a little better than the last one. I don't know if you could tell what the texture is. It's like a toy box texture. It's in Mario 64. You know, it's incredibly stretched out. I was trying to make it so it was like actually like a tile, so it looked like Mario 64. But you can see what I was going for here. You could see the start of something great. I actually am going to collect all the stars here. Alright, that one's top of the wall kick to win. Alright, if we come back up to the top of the tower, this next star, falling with style, you do this. Boom, that's the other star. I had very limited space here, okay? I just realized something. The star that I just got isn't falling with style. It's actually hidden behind the tower. I called it falling with style. Alright, now we're gonna get falling with style. Fly over, and it's a Toy Story reference because you fly. Yeah, that's actually all the stars in this level, and that's all I'm gonna show you for this. Incredibly simple, but has huge potential in my eyes, and I can't believe I actually made this. One day, I might come back, refine this, make a Super Mario RB or something. I just had so much fun making Super Mario 67, and it's really a culmination of all my time with Toadstool 64. Childhood dreams!
I was on the path to possibly making a full-length Mario 64 hack, getting better and better and truly becoming the Mario Maker I always wanted to be. And then I discovered Mario Builder 64, a ROM hack that turned Super Mario 64 into Mario Maker.
I love laziness! Yes, that's right. I abandoned everything. I do think it was more satisfying making Super Mario 67 than this. I still had a lot of fun with this. This is an incredibly cool ROM hack. Like, this looks like it was made not in Mario 64, but this is like all native. They took Mario Maker and put it in Mario 64, and they did a really good job. If you want to make Mario 64 ROM hacks, you can go in this and have a good time, because I certainly did. This made me very happy while doing this, brought me a lot of joy. I'm not gonna show off any of the building for this one. If you really want to go find it, Simple Flips has a video about it. I'll link it in the description. One level I did make during my hyper fixation is Pyramids in the Sinking Sand. It's a full level that I spent many hours on. It's very long, there's no checkpoints, and if you die, you have to basically play the whole level again. That's the only issue with it. I wish I could add checkpoints, but I can't. So let's do it. So yeah, it's a sand level. There's red coins in this level. There's 100 coins, 8 red coins, and 7 stars. So it's like a full level. I'd say it's made less like a Mario 64 level, and it's more made like a Mario Galaxy level where it's slightly linear, you know? And when I tried to make another level earlier this year, Snow Falling Allowed, it honestly was having the same issues, and that's why I didn't finish it. I'm better at making, like, linear stages. Actually, let's go get another star here. Boing! 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 Uh-oh. I named all the stars, but, you know, that's not really part of this, so I'm gonna keep my secrets. So we go inside this pyramid here.
Help! Big Bully is causing trouble for us. Can you help us defeat him? Oh, God.
So, unfortunately, unlike the other ROM hacks, you can't add custom text. There's just a bunch of pre-generated phrases. So, yeah. Alright, we got a big bully boss here. Boom! There might be a star in here. I don't remember. Yeah, okay. But then you go back through here, and that's this side of the stage complete. This level is pretty good, but like it definitely has issues. It definitely needed some quality testing from people that aren't me. Now you can no. Every time I die, I'm just gonna put myself back where I was. Now that you get over here, you don't have to worry about the switches anymore. I'm not gonna get the 100 coin or red coin star anymore, just because of the way we're doing this. See, that's why this level's too hard. I like to think I'm pretty good at Mario 64. Better than like a casual player, but not as good as like a pro player, like Simple Flips or something. I mean, I've played my fair share of pretty difficult ROM hacks. Alright, so we come up here. No. Oh, wait, no, we're not there yet. You know, I think this level's good, better than old levels I used to make, because I tried to give it, like, a consistent theme. Like, it's all desert-themed, and you jump across blocks. That's, like, the theme of this level. I wasn't, like, enemy spamming. If we want to get all the red coins, we have to go that way and that way. This section right here uses the hidden blocks for all the ways you want to go. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go! Alright. Alright. So for this one, you literally just run across that. Wow, I had plenty of time left. Now we have to do what we did down there, jumping across gaps, but you're timed, so don't be slow! There we go. Alright. This is the most modern Mario level you've seen in this video. For being that, it's a good representation of how good I've gotten in level making.
I want to say that's the end of the journey, but it's truly not. This journey really won't be over until the day that I die. Okay, that's a little dark, but seriously, I don't think I'll ever stop making Mario levels. I just find it so fun, and it just brings me a childlike joy. I do want to get back into making proper Mario 64 hacks, and by extension, learning more about Blender. Tell me in the comments if you have a similar connection to making Mario levels as me, and what programs / games you used as a kid. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next month. Have a good day! Bye.